What's up, guys? It's Jensen and welcome to another video. So the first round of the 2020 NFL draft is over, and there are some crazy things that certainly happened. And I think that the one crazy thing that really happened at the beginning of the draft was the New York Giants passing on Isaiah Simmons. I personally think that's unacceptable in my opinion. When you're the New York Giants, you have to go best player available. There's no way around it because they have so many needs. You can't just draft an offensive tackle who, in my opinion, wasn't even the best offensive tackle. Tristan Wirfs was the best offensive tackle prospect because of his physical tools. And I really do think that Wirfs would have been a nice pick at 4, perhaps. But I think that passing on Simmons was a crime. But even if you're the Giants, you wanted to draft an offensive tackle, you draft Tristan Wirfs. That dude has the highest potential. You do not draft Andrew Thomas at number 4. And I really think that that was unacceptable. But at the same time, that was a huge gift for the Arizona Cardinals at 8. Man, the Arizona Cardinals right now, they're experiencing Christmas during this offseason. First, they get DeAndre Hopkins. Now you get Isaiah Simmons, who's one of the best defensive prospects in this draft. Many had him going in the top 5. If you're the Arizona Cardinals, you got to be happy right now. I think that Isaiah Simmons, he's so versatile. He's a playmaker. I really do think that you can use him in all sorts of ways all around the field. And when you talk about Isaiah Simmons and what position he plays, I know he's listed as linebacker, but he could really play anything. I mean, he could play safety. He could do a lot of things, in my opinion. And I think that getting a guy like that for the Arizona Cardinals, who don't necessarily have a great defense by any stretch of the imagination, that's a huge win for them. At the same time, though, I'm concerned about the LA Chargers picking Justin Herbert. Because at the end of the day, I really do think that Jordan Love is going to end up becoming a better quarterback. And we'll get to him later. That was a crazy move by the Packers, obviously, to get him at 26. But when I hear about Herbert, I get a little concerned. Because he's not going to a situation like New England or New Orleans. Those are the type of situations where I look at and say he might end up becoming very successful because those are great head coaches there. There's a strong culture, obviously. But when he's going to the Chargers, I mean, I get concerned because when we're hearing about this dude, obviously he put out inconsistent tape last year. Certainly a lot of things he can improve on, but he's an athlete, I understand that, but I'm not really sure about him, honestly. Because when we're looking at some of his games, as some have pointed out, some of his games that many people point to as like his highlights of the season weren't even the great games or anything. They were just good games. That's what concerns me. And especially when Tyrod Taylor's a starting quarterback, there's a bad offensive line. I don't think Tyrod Taylor can hold down the starting job for the entire season, which means that Justin Herbert's going to be thrown into the fire probably midway through the season. The dude is not ready for NFL football during this rookie season. He's going to need a year on the bench. I'm worried. I think that Herbert might end up being the bust of these quarterbacks. Obviously, I hope the best for him. You don't want any of these dudes to fail, but if I had to put one guy right now, put my money on one guy becoming the bust in this quarterback class, I got to go with Herbert, honestly. Which makes the Packers get for Jordan Love at 26 even greater. I know a lot of people have criticized this pick, but honestly, I don't care. This dude is amazing. And as a Bears fan, I feel sick to my stomach because the last time we saw something like this, it was the Packers picking Aaron Rodgers. Now it's the Packers picking Jordan Love. I mean, this franchise might actually transform from Favre to Rodgers to Love, and it's just crazy. This dude, he's such a natural football player. I know he had the 28 touchdowns and 17 interceptions last season. I know there's a lot of things he could work on. He's certainly not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but this dude can make plays. I had him going number 6 to the Chargers. To get him at 26, that's crazy for the Packers. That's crazy value. And with a year or two on the bench, Jordan Love is going to become a really good quarterback. This dude is going to become a Pro Bowler. I really do think that he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the game if he gets the time that he needs to develop on the side without having to be the starting quarterback. And Jordan Love is going to be a success. I don't care what anyone says. This dude, he has what it takes in my opinion. And expect more of what he did in the year before than he did last year. Because obviously, 2 years ago, he had the 32 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He was absolutely amazing. Last year, a lot of things changed around him in Utah State, and he went with 20 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. Expect more of the stuff that we saw from him 2 years ago than what we saw from him last year, in my opinion. And, I mean, other than that, I mean, there were some pretty crazy moves, but those were really the highlights for me. And I think that round 2 is going to be just as amazing because when we're looking at guys like Xavier McKinney, Grant Delpit, I mean, there are some amazing safeties in there. Antoine Winfield, I almost forgot about him. The dude is a stud. Obviously, some amazing wide receivers, Denzel Mims, really pops up to the top of my mind. T. Higgins, he really fell out the first round. I think that he's going to be a stud. But the guy I'm focusing on this round 2 is Jalen Hurts. I think that whoever gets Jalen Hurts should be really happy because this dude could potentially become a really good starting quarterback. But that's all I have to say, though. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll be priming for NFL and NBA hot takes as the season goes on. And have a good day. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Jets of Sports. See y'all later.